transmitted to 2 terms by constitutional changes in neighboring Guinea and Ivory Coast meant that the heads of states there could run for 3rd terms despite the term limit still being in place. Ware's office has denied that this was his intention. The repeal of the ban on Liberians holding dual nationality could provide an economic boost. People born in Liberia but now living abroad could then be allowed to own property and provide more investment. Burundi and the European Union have agreed to relaunch a political dialogue with hopes of normalizing diplomatic ties after a 5-year suspension. President Evariste Ndayishimiye on Monday hosted the EU representative in Burundi together with ambassadors from European countries. According to the president's office, the 2 sides agreed to break free from the past and look to the future by rebuilding their relationship. Burundi had accused the EU of sponsoring instability in the country following a failed coup in May 2015. The EU subsequently cut off budgetary support to the government, citing concerns of human rights violation. President Pierre Nkurunziza was in power at that time. He died earlier this year and was replaced by President Ndayishimiye. EU Ambassador to Bujumbura, Claude Bochu, has tweeted photos of the meeting, which he said was held in a relaxed and constructive climate. And United Kingdom Prime Minister Boris Johnson will travel to Brussels later this week to meet European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen in a last-ditch bid to reach a post-Brexit trade deal. It comes after a 90-minute phone call between the 2 leaders on Monday failed to produce a breakthrough. In a joint statement, they said the conditions for a deal were not there. Labour welcomed the decision to keep talking, but Shadow Cabinet Office Minister Rachel Reeves said the Prime Minister should have been more engaged in these negotiations months ago rather than leaving it to the 11th hour. EU Chief Negotiator Michel Brunner and his UK counterpart Lord Frost have been locked in intensive talks for the past week. On Tuesday, EU leaders will meet at a summit in Brussels. A 90-year-old woman, Margaret Kennan, became the first Briton to be vaccinated against the ravaging COVID-19 on Tuesday as Britain rolled out its mass vaccination program. Health Minister Matt Hancock said the vaccination started across 70 hospitals. He said he was confident that the next batch of the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine will be delivered next week. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson also welcomed the start of the mass vaccination. He thanked health workers, scientists, and people who had volunteered for the testing. He also urged the public to continue to follow guidance aimed at limiting the spread of the coronavirus. Regulatory approval for the vaccine was given last Wednesday, sparking a race against time to prepare scores of vaccination centers across the country. The UK has ordered 40 million doses of the jab, enough to vaccinate 20 million people, with 800,000 in a fresh batch. Up to 4 million doses are expected by the end of December. And United States President-elect Joe Biden has chosen retired General Lloyd Austin as his defense secretary. If approved, the 67-year-old who retired in 2016 will become the first African-American to lead the Pentagon. He would need a congressional waiver as 7 years are required between active duty and becoming military chief. Biden has been facing calls including from Democratic Asian, Black and Latino caucuses to nominate minorities to senior cabinet posts. Veteran Pentagon official Michelle Fournoy, who would have been the first woman to hold the position, had also been considered as front-runner, as well as Jay Johnson, a former Pentagon General Counsel and former Secretary of Homeland Security. An Argentine senator has proposed putting an image of the late football star Diego Maradona on new banknotes. Maradona, who led Argentina to the 1986 World Cup title, died 2 weeks ago at the age of 60. Senator Norma Durango presented the bill to Congress on Monday to get the late player on the 1,000 peso note, the highest denomination. He said it would feature Maradona's face on side and a picture of one of his most famous goals on the other. The senator also suggested putting his image on commemorative stamps. And some Indian farmers have blocked roads and railway tracks, delaying people from getting to work and preventing perishable produce from reaching markets. The impact of the strike, which is supported by several opposition parties, was most evident in the northern states of Punjab and Haryana, where markets and petrol pumps remain closed in most towns. Rallies by farmer groups, left and regional political parties continued in several cities, including Bangalore, Hyderabad and Kolkata. The farmers called for the strike on Tuesday after inconclusive talks with Prime Minister Narendra Modi's government. And that's KFM's news around the world. But before we go, a quick recap of the headlines. Liberians vote on how long a president should serve. Biden picks ex-general as defense secretary. Farmers in India embark on nationwide strike. Do remember that the continuity of Nigeria is a collective responsibility. Be sure to play your part. Do not forget you can listen to us anywhere in the world by visiting our website at www.kufm.net or download our mobile app from the Google Play Store. We are also on YouTube at KFM Nigeria, and you can also listen to us on RadioGarden.com. KFM's News Around the World was produced by Nusakai Uwadiai. I am Omoyog.